Hello everyone, welcome to the Pequeño pod with Señor Pequeños. If you want episodes early, bonus episodes, special guest interviews, and other perks, please consider supporting us on Patreon, which will give you all of those things for the price of one coffee cup per month. You can find us at patreon.com/pequeñopod, Pequeno pod. Otherwise, enjoy this free episode, and I hope you have an awful day. So anyway, God doesn't want this podcast to happen.
Yeah, no, because everything that could go wrong on my end has gone wrong.
Same. I feel like I have to talk to my technology when I have to hard start it. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to do this. Shh,
Start
it's okay.
kissing it. I'm sorry.
Okay, shh, it'll all be over soon. Shh. Yeah, Juliana said she can't get her Zoom for some reason. This is a sign. This was
Maybe it's just me. Am I bad luck?
Dylan's just secretly hacking everything behind the scenes. Oh, she's having trouble with the Zoom. Interesting.
This is actually all a test.
This is the worst. This is embarrassing.
It's fine.
No, not me. She's embarrassed. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Stop.
I'm kidding. Well, okay, so she sent a voice chat here.
My computer has been so shitty lately. I think I need to get a new one.
You think? She's in a waiting room. How do I remove her from the waiting room? Just started
Block her from the call.
Hello, Dylan Tate.
Hello.
That's a great segue into our guest for today on the podcast. We got Dylan Tate with us.
Thank you. I'm sorry to bring all this bad luck to this podcast.
You know what? This happens like every other episode, so it's okay.
The first video I ever saw of yours on Byte Beta was like virtual Byte or something. So it's like you pull it up from your phone and you were scrolling through it in the air. Mm-hmm. And because I was just uploading like Snapchat memories at that point, right? And shut up. And so it wasn't even me, but the face of one of my friends was in his videos as he was scrolling, and I was like, "Oh, Chris, look, somebody really cool put you in a video." And I like sent it all my friends. I was like, "Hey, look at this, Chris is in a video." I thought it was so cool.
I had a lot of fun. Byte was fun.
Byte was fun. I think every 7 days we come to like this. We like have a nice collective deep sigh, and we're like, "I missed Byte Beta."
Yeah.
Nick never had it, did you?
No, I wasn't in beta. I was just in the regular
You
January. What? Was it January? Or
Yeah. I forget what day. It was the same day.
The very first day it was public, I joined it.
Like
but
the 24th?
Or something like that, yeah. I told all my friends about it. Everyone rushed to get it. And then they're like, oh. Because
Sadness.
if you remember, like, the very first wave of it being public, everyone was just like, how do I use this? Where's sounds? And just...
They released it too early.
Yeah, they tried to get cutesy with... That was the same day Vine came out, but they should have waited like another couple months and got some few of the
Literally,
kinks
if they
out.
released it the day, like, the pandemic happened, it would have been, like, the pandemic app.
Yeah.
'Cause
Wouldn't that
by
have been
then,
nice?
They would have been already ready.
That was the weirdest time for me because, I mean, Byte was like my first experience of the internet. And like there was a point where it's like every 4 seconds you'd refresh and you'd get like 40 likes or something in between there. And I was like, holy shit. I mean, like that was insane.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. There are people out there.
Dude, this got 13 likes. I'm hitting double digits.
Yeah.
Man, I remember first time getting double digits on like Vine. You were like, ooh, 12 likes. Ugh, I'm hilarious.
I'm hilarious. That's a cute noise.
My grandpa would always do that. Like he was just this...
Oh, okay,
What?
that's nice.
Hey, Dylan,
That's
welcome to the
no.
podcast.
Sorry, yeah. No. I mean, like, he'd always sit around, he'd be like this sweet old man, and all of a sudden he'd just go, and then just spit in like a corner. You're like, oh, thank you.
Ah, thank you, Papa.
I have my hands open.
Can I have some more?
Thank you, Papa. Back in the war, we used to drink that. We used to like it.
It's better than Kool-Aid.
Back then, it was the blood of our enemies, but we'll settle for Dasani.
Dasani, the Lord's drink.
That's the drink that Jesus was offered on the cross, and he was like, no, thanks.
He gave it to him on a sponge. He's like, dude,
Christian
get
joke.
that away from me.
That's terrible. That's probably the worst thing I can say. Okay, so you might know this. So I found my family like PC from literally back in like 2000, And it took me months to get like the right chords, and I got like an extra monitor, and I've got it all hooked up now. It's got its own dedicated keyboard and monitor. I figured out how to get the sound because the speaker wasn't working. So I just have a gateway to my childhood, and I'm like, okay, I gotta find a bunch of my old PC games, because we didn't have like video games or anything. We had like PC games that no one played, like Fritz and Chester learned to play chess, and Carmen Sandiego. Great games. I know how to play chess and how to chase down a woman wearing red anywhere in the world.
Was that a legit game? The first one that you mentioned? It really doesn't.
You want me to
sound
find
like
it? Hold on, I
sounds
gotta
like
find
a bit, dude.
No, dude, I dug through a bunch of. Oh, can you see it?
You made that. God. That's not a real thing. Fritz and Chester learn how to play
Fritz and Chester, Part 2, Chess in the Black Castle. Oh my gosh, I'm such a nerd. I don't care. It was a fun game. I'm pretty sure it didn't really have anything to do with chess. It was just a bunch of games that were framed around like chess. And you were like, I think I'm playing Space Invaders, but that's a chess piece.
You shoot the queen.
Wow, this is just like chess. I blew up all the pawns with my alien. Hold on, what?
You're trying to cater to the new kids.
Yeah, the new kids playing chess on PC.
Chess 2.
It's the new wave.
2.
Oh yeah,
2.
It was Chess 2. Yeah.
It was
the
1.
Sequel to Chess.
See how white I am? My hands blend in with the white background. I couldn't even see my own fingers. I need to get out in the sun.
You'll just engulf in
So I was at the dermatologist a little while ago, and like this is kind of starting to creep up the sides of my face. And she was, but it'll go away with some stuff she gave me, but like this stuff won't. But she was like, maybe just like, put on sunblock before you go outside anywhere, anytime. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, look at me. And she's like, well, it's like either that or skin cancer. And you're like, okay, no, there's no good options.
Oh.
So Zach, I know you from Byte, way back in Byte Beta. That's where we met.
Did you call me Zach?
Why Zach?
Sorry, I was reading notes. I was like, Zach. He's a freelancer for Zach King. We're online with Zach King.
We're doing really good so far.
This episode is great. First guest. Dylan's never coming back.
Is this episode 13?
Oh, it is episode 13.
This is why.
Oh, this explains so much.
All right.
So Dylan, I met you on Byte Beta. Dylan is a visual effects artist who is now involved in a lot of very cool things. So why don't you give everybody a 5-minute intro about yourself?
5-minute intro. Okay. So,
that's a really long time, actually. Just as long as you want.
How far do you want me to go back?
Is this going to be like an interrogation?
20-minute essay on who you are and where you want to go in life.
Good thesis, too.
Think of this as an interview. He looks up, I'm
What
just
do I
putting on
see?
glasses. And
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So I'll give a bit of an intro from what I put on my Instagram story. Next stop. So in terms of where we're at now, let me see if I get this right. So you're working as a freelancer for some Zach King videos. Mm-hmm. You most recently worked on the Mr. Beast Squid Game video with that company. And then otherwise, you've got your TikTok and your YouTube, both with pretty large followings. Your TikTok used to be at Daily Effects, and I think now it's at Dylan Tate, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
And I think you were currently or eventually working on a series on TikTok, correct?
I am. It should be, whenever this episode is live, it should be pretty much done at that time. Or it should be like all posted at that time, right? Ooh. You said next year you're posting this, or?
No, Monday.
Monday, okay.
It's going to be a long weekend. I haven't slept at all, but
it should be. I'm hoping to be done by Monday.
Oh,
With the first episode.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of heavy VFX like stuff I'm working with, and it's a whole episode. It's only gonna be a minute long, because the attention span for TikTokers are very, very, very small.
We're stupid.
True.
Yeah. And so there's gonna be 4 episodes. I've merged 2 of them together because it's a better flow, and so
Cool.
the first one should be coming out Monday, and hopefully the rest would be following that.
And so I filmed a clip for yours for one of the episodes, but so tell Nick and Juliana and everyone on the call what it's about, or give a little bit of a summary.
So it's oh gosh, it's a heavy one because it's very it's a lot of visuals more than anything. Basically, a whole bunch of TikTokers or creators, I'm going to call them, go missing. And the episodes are, the whole series is called Burnt. And basically, it's a metaphor for creator burnout. And these people aren't actually missing, and like they actually have, but it's just in this video that they're missing, and I just try to find out what happens to them.
Yeah, that's cool. So I've seen some of it. So basically, you took a bunch of clips that people sent you in from a bunch of different creators, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was curious. So how is it been hard or easy trying to work with everybody's different cameras and staging and lighting, trying to make the special? Because you can have your planned out special effects that you think are going to look good, but then when you put them in someone else's uncontrolled environment, how hard has it been to edit?
I planned for this because it wasn't. I thought of that. I thought of like if someone had a green screen, if I want to put them in, it wouldn't look too great. So in a way, I'm kind of doing it where they're not actually going to be in the environment, but they're going to be either on a screen or a picture, and they're going to be in kind of like in a way told in that perspective. I do have a clip, and it's very small clip.
This is a story told quite like no other. A story that begins with an end and ends with a new beginning. This story has just begun.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Who's narrating, by the way?
I got some guy who he's done a lot of narrations.
Pissed it's not him.
No. It sounded really good. It sounded professional.
He's like I think he's from the Netherlands.
Oh, sick.
I believe.
Fancy.
Nice.
He does work on some like video games and stuff. I forgot where exactly I got him. I think it was from a YouTuber.
So I see that I see the format you were talking about, where it's like part of a picture on a billboard. So that's the kind of format that you're going to be kind of telling those through.
Yeah, and
that looks really good too.
Yeah, some of my friends who I filmed with or actually are creators, and so I got to film with them in person down in Orlando when I used to live down there for school. And so I'm not sure, you probably don't know who they are because it's a very small niche of a creator. It's Nico Besessi, if you've heard of him.
I do not, but feel free to shout him out, and I'll definitely look him up.
He's really cool. He's really nice, and no, it was really fun working with him. I filmed a lot of stuff with him.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'll send you a link later to his stuff.
Yeah, there's been a lot of, I'm sure for all of us, there's been a lot of connections between either Byte or TikTok that we've ended up making. I think it's just crazy. Some of the few people that I've met, even if it's just like one comment and I'm never going to hear from them again, I'm like, that's cool. That's cool that I got that, or that I know them. Like, that's cool. Mm-hmm. I felt bad for Sunny Mabry, I think, most of all, because I think she was like the most, like, I guess, famous social media person that continued to post on like Byte, like the longest, I think. I felt so bad because I was like, you're an actress and you have a job. I feel so bad that you're here, but thank you. I mean, thank you for doing that. But I know. You can stop, please.
You can stop.
I just felt so bad. But she's great. She's great.
Every day in the Byte server thing, whatever the original thing, it was like, hello, I am Dylan Tate, and that was the only way I knew you, and then it wasn't even you, and I was like, oh.
That was Morrow.
So let's talk about that real quick. So on TikTok, I guess I forget where you started it first. If it was, did you start the Daily Effects series on TikTok?
Yes, I did. I did TikTok and Twitter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So for anyone who doesn't know, you started, was it actually on January 1st that you started?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so you planned this. So anyway, January 1st, was it 2020, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you started with a base video of, hi, I'm Dylan Tate, and I've forgotten the lines, but basically that you took that same video and you were going to add one effect to it every day for a whole year, right?
Yeah. So, let me explain how I came up with the idea.
Yes, please.
So I was in like a group chat, and I was like, I kind of want to do something like every day just to keep me busy and like kind of have a warm up. And I wanted to make a video every single day. So I wanted to edit a whole thing. And at the end, if you kind of put them all in a certain order, it all makes sense. But I was like, no, that is way too much work for every single day. And at that time, I had a MacBook Pro. And it could handle, but not too much. And so I came up with the idea of just having one video and adding something to it, and I didn't even want anyone to follow it, or I guess I wouldn't mind if people followed it. It was just something to keep me busy. And so I wanted it to post on Twitter only, and I was just gonna do Twitter. But then my friend was like, "You should just try TikTok." So I uploaded there. I had 2 followers the first day. It was Faisal and it was me. Do you remember Faisal?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Faisal and me the first day. And the second day, it still had no followers. It was just him and I. And then that night of the second day, I gained like 300 followers. I feel bad. Wow, that's real cool. I have 300 followers. And then I put down my phone and I looked back at it again, and it was like 10,000 followers. And then I put it down, and then when I was going to sleep, I looked at it again at 100,000 followers.
And what day was that? How long after January 1st
This is day 2.
100,000? That's fucking
He
insane.
said day 2 days.
I'm still at night.
He didn't.
I'm sorry,
He didn't say another day yet. He just
And
said
then-
he put his phone down. He didn't say nighttime passed or anything.
I'm
Like, what's
sorry.
up?
The only time Daniel puts his phone down is when he goes to bed. He's
Yeah,
just like
that's
glued to it,
true.
and then he's just like,
That's so accurate. He's like, I need your validation. Where is it?
Well, at bedtime, when people put on those like those straps over their eyes, I strap my phone to my
VR?
face. Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
yes.
VR all night, and I tape my eyelids open.
Oh my god.
God, dude.
That's terrible.
I don't actually sleep. I just get the energy I need through validation for 8 hours all night long.
Christ.
Anyway,
He's like Tinkerbell. Oh my gosh. He dies, like, if you don't
What?
clap. If you don't, whatever, Tinkerbell's like, if you don't believe in fairies, they die. Like, Daniel
Yeah,
needs likes to
I
survive.
forgot about that part of the movie.
You don't remember that?
No. Before we go off on Peter Pan and how bad it is, let's let Dylan finish his story. So we're on day 2, like I remembered you
This is at
saying.
night. So then I go to sleep. I was like, my adrenaline is like pumping. So like
Right.
every time I'm like checking my phone and stuff. Well, I woke up the next morning to 400,000 followers.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And I didn't do this on like, this was all by accident. I feel like when you go viral by accident, and it's not on purpose. Or like it just felt like I had no effort put into that for it to go viral. And it didn't seem like it was really earned. It seemed like a lot of other things I've done could have done better, but they got like maybe like 100 views or something, like on another account. But then I think it was 11 days. At the 11th day, I had 1 million followers.
Woo!
And then-
The
yeah.
magic of
Crazy
TikTok.
And then at its peak, it was like 1.2 million. And then the reason I stopped was because my MacBook couldn't handle it all, and I was spending 3 to 4 hours a day editing,
Oh,
and then
God.
exporting. And so like imagine 3 to 4 hours a day, like for an entire year. That's so much
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
a portion of your year.
Well, originally at first I thought you would you'd export, the day's
Yeah.
video, and then the next day you just put
So-
that track in and put another edit on. But it's like all those effects have to interact with one another in the same environment. I was like, so you're basically just
Exactly.
layering on every single edit, and export just gets worse and worse every single
And-
time.
People didn't realize what I was doing because like I added a calendar in the background. I'm not sure if you saw it, like every day I would mark off. So to
I love
do
those
that,
videos. They're so good.
I couldn't like I had the lightsaber that crossed it, and so it crossed over. So I had to edit the X on in the background, so I couldn't export it as a full thing because it
Right.
crosses it, and there's like whenever I would do an effect, I would add more than just one effect. I would have like the shadow or the glow of it
Right.
like affect
Oh,
other
yeah.
ones, and so it got to a point where I was spending too much time. I just had to stop.
Yeah, and I'm sure. So I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of, I don't know if I've talked to you about this, but what kind of backlash did you get for stopping? Because I
Honestly-
completely understood why, but I mean, I'm sure that some people were like,
I at the time I was also I'm gonna pull up something. I was also all my videos were getting taken down because
yeah, I
I kept
remember
getting they thought I was posting duplicate videos.
Oh,
And so
that's
what I
so
had to
stupid,
do,
yeah.
I had to turn on the green screen effect and let the video play out in the back while I like moved my head out of the way so it wouldn't detect me. So it was like it was playing, it was just away. But if you look at all the ones that are grayed out, you see those are all community violations.
that's
Oh my
insane.
god.
It's so stupid.
And
I remember when that started happening.
Yeah.
I think I talked to you one of those nights, and it was like 11 p.m. and you kept trying to get one out, and it was like, I just have to stop, and I felt terrible.
Yeah.
So like the algorithm picks it up as the
Yeah,
same
because
thing.
what they're trying to do is they're trying to stop people from, if you get a viral
Stealing
video
stuff.
or, well, if you get a viral video from just uploading that every single day for a week, or from people that have companies that just post the same video over and over again.
Oh my gosh. It's
You
like
can
every
see-
single one.
Yeah, well, like, this is fine. Everything's fine here. But you can see which day it started doing it. Hold on. Right there.
Yeah.
That day. Like, that's when they implemented it. And so...
And that's because somewhere along the line, a personal reviewer found your account.
Probably. 'Cause
yeah.
it got big enough.
Marked it.
Or it was
Yeah.
a bot the other way around. It could have been a bot just
Yeah, it
taking
could've
it
been.
down. And, yeah. Because I feel like if TikTok saw it or something, they'd be like, he gets a pass. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think a physical person found it for the first time, and then someone just like clicked the button and let the bot like.
Approve
Basically, the way I've seen things work, and like on my account as well, is that if something is caught once, they'll basically just put your account under like more surveillance than usual, just to make sure there's not any weird activity, and then if you kind of go back to normal, it's fine. So like, I feel like someone might have, and I have no idea, but I feel like someone might have seen the initial duplicates, and just these are people that they're not paying any attention to what the video is actually about. Their job is
They're
to
new
find
people, yeah.
You're right. Their job is just to find the thing, so they're not going to be like, oh, this guy's clearly got a good concept. He's just adding a thing to it every day. They're just like same, nope, and then just watch this account, and if he does it again, it'll keep track of it. But yeah, no, I remember that when that started happening. That's nuts.
Yeah.
So corny.
It was annoying. And I had a TikTok manager and stuff, and I tried messaging them, and they wouldn't respond. TikTok managers suck.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna
Do
say,
you
you
have
have managers?
Do you have one?
Did the manager
It's-
reach out? Did TikTok reach out
it's-
to you initially to set up a manager?
It's a community manager. It's not really a manager. It's a guy who sends out bulk emails to a group of people. It's nothing.
Oh, it's like Dom.
Yeah, it's not a manager.
Yeah, it's like once you reach a certain point, then they have to like probably legally pay attention. 'cause
When
they've
you
set
message them,
things
they
in
don't
place, but
respond. And I've complained.
I remember
I've
you doing
tried.
it because I'm trying to think around that same time. I mean, like I think at the end of it, you did make another like ad for Byte essentially because you were like, "This is the place where I can post the stuff and I can post whatever I want to, and the people are nice there." At that point, it already released and people had already had their way with it. But I appreciate that after all that. Yeah, I mean, they
Why'd you
ruined
word
it,
it
but
like that?
because they did. At that point, it was like I don't know. I felt bad. It went downhill fairly quickly. Like I remember in March, I was talking to Charlie Cooper, and we were like, "Is this the end?" It started like downclining in mid-March, and we were like, "Oh fuck, is it gonna?"
The end
is it-
after it started like 3 months before.
Yeah,
then.
like 2 months ago.
Oh god.
While we're on the topic though of like people we've met on TikTok and stuff, I didn't even know this till 2 days ago, but Morrow, a friend from Byte, who's like a filmmaker and director, had sent me a link for his short film when it was private. It's called Exposure, and now I think it's public. I think on
Is it
Vimeo.
public?
Yeah,
That's cool.
I think now it is because he shared it to his story now. So if you haven't got a chance to see it, you should go see it. It's only 17 minutes. Really good.
Where can you access it?
I'm tired, so my brain's hurting. Is it Vimeo? Is Vimeo the off YouTube one for like indie stuff? I can't remember what's it called. Okay, yeah. So that's where it is. It's called Exposure, spelled like it sounds. But anyway, I noticed in the opening credits that it said VFX by Dylan Tate, and I was like, oh, hey, look at that. So I messaged Dylan. I was like, I just saw this thing, and I bet I could guess what you were doing. But yeah, no, so that was cool. So did he reach out to you for that?
We're really good friends. We talk like every day.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's in like a really close friend group, and like he sees what I do, and like I mean like he just offered like he was like, would you want to work on my film? I'm like, sure, because he's like a really close friend, and he's really good filmmaker. If you've seen it, you can tell he's. There's so much that's going on in that film. There's so little details that if every little thing, he's a good filmmaker. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good. I liked it. He's definitely got an eye for it. there was a bunch of shots that I was like, ooh, I like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The ones that hit you just right, where you're like, ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was good. And
But then your review was like, "This is a pity 5-star." What a good review.
Because he gave himself a
because
half
I
a
went
star.
I went to his movie on Letterboxd and he gave himself a half star and he was like, "This thing sucks." And I was like, "Morrow, why'd you give yourself half a star?"
Whoever
But-
made this is a dunce.
It's that new age of, I don't know how old he is, but I mean, where directors are, you know, on apps like that and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Where they're interacting with people, and you know, the director may actually see your review. You know, that's I don't know. I think that's
Didn't that
pretty
happen
cool
to you
thing.
once, Daniel?
What do you mean?
Like
The one
somebody
review
who-
you made at your house or your parents' house, you were real quiet about it. And
Oh,
that's the one
yeah.
that got noticed by the director.
I was so pissed. So this was a video, and it was on Anyway, so I started doing movie reviews on a separate account, and the TikTok's actually doing really well for the most part. But the only video that I ever recorded off my regular mic, I forgot to record it, and I was home, and I'm OCD, so I wanted to post one. So I'm recording it on my phone, in a corner of a bedroom in the basement, and I'm practically whispering, and that was the one
Everyone's
where,
sleeping.
and that was the fucking one where it wasn't the director, but it was, I forget if he was, I gotta look him up again. He was the writer or something, or a co-producer, something big, and I recognized who he was, and he shared it, and I was like, fuck. Of course this is the one. It's such a bad recording. I sound terrible, but I was like, of course, it figures. This is the one time someone notices me, and he's like, well, nice review, but I mean, it sounds like shit.
That's what he says.
That's what he should have said. That would have been hilarious.
And then he blocked you.
It's called Bloody Hell if you've never seen it. Really good movie. The main actor in that movie is another person that's they're just people that you see their movies and you're like, I'm going to keep an eye on them. I want to see what else they do. Really good movie. It came out of nowhere. It was like a red box that I
Was it a scary
rented.
movie?
It's a horror comedy. So yeah, it's
Alright,
both.
Nick.
Or
gotta
dark
watch
comedy,
that.
I guess. But no, it was great. It was great. I at some point Redbox has sales where they sell brand new movies for 20 fucking cents or something ridiculous. So that's one of the movies I got,
Nice.
and I was like, aha. But no, it's a good movie, and that's actually one. So when I see smaller movies, I try to DM people on Instagram just to say I liked it and see if they
Yeah, it
respond.
means a lot to them.
Yeah, and I just, even if they never see it, and there's a lot of people that see them and just don't have time to respond to them. But I don't know, it feels just to send that out anyway. But some of them respond back. So for that particular movie, very interactive cast. The director responded, the main actor and the main actress all said something.
That's
I was
cool.
like, wow, that's pretty cool. But
That's cool though.
so yeah, I'll never hear from them again. But I mean, it was cool.
It's cool to make those connections though. Sometimes you can make lasting connections that way.
Yeah.
That's what happened with you guys. So.
Well, and I mean, that's not why they did it, but I mean, it also gets them free. I mean, I'm going to talk about these people forever because I thought they were cool anyway, but the fact that they actually responded back. Rosianne Lang is another one. She's a director that recently made, I'm trying to think, Shadow in the Cloud, I think it's called. But through that, I found a couple of her short films, which were really good, and those are 7 minutes. One's called Take 3, and the other one's, I can't remember what the other one's called. I put them on my Letterboxd, but really good stuff. She responded with a whole long note and stuff, so I thought that was really cool. But another person that I want to watch in terms of future stuff, because I thought that was pretty cool. But I know we talked a lot about TikTok, but you had your YouTube before the TikTok, is that right?
Yeah.
So how long had you
before.
been making stuff on YouTube before TikTok?
2013 probably.
Oh wow.
Dang.
Yeah. But at that time, I didn't want to be an editor. I wanted to be more of a either director or actor.
Oh, interesting.
And then I was like, I got into editing because I had to do, it from start to finish. You had to produce it all, edit it, post it, and everything. I found out I was spending more time editing and stuff, and I got the Adobe suite, and I just kept going, and I kept going and going, more effects and stuff, and then it just ended up being what it is now. And it's I feel like
the origin story.
yeah, it's it's a lot of patience. That's what it takes. I feel like anybody can do it, but it's patience. It's a lot of waiting for things to render, moving things around, restarting many times, sometimes doing many takes, as many as you need. Sometimes I've done like 30 takes for one video. And then you go in editing and you have to find out exactly which one is like perfect. And
yeah, I think it's also a lot of like just expecting that something's gonna be completely wrong, like you said with the lightsaber crossing the calendar, and you're like, oh shit, now I have to do this behind it. I haven't done a lot of special effects videos back on Byte, but like the few that I did, I was like, this is gonna be an easy, I'm just gonna do this and this, and then after you're done filming, I'd make the mistake of not filming enough takes, so it's like I'm just stuck with what I've got. But it's like, that's what would happen to me, is that my hand crosses this, and that changes the lighting here, and I'm like, oh, fuck, now I have to mask this and edit that, and it ends up being like 8 hours for like one video, and it's just a bunch of things you didn't expect. But now that it's kind of funny, because now as a manager for stuff, it makes me look at, like, not enough people sit down and write the fishbone of everything that can go wrong and what you're going to do if it goes wrong. And it's, I don't know, it's been a learning lesson. Yeah, for sure. The
actual daily effects one, that's a 30-minute recording to get that right.
Really?
Yeah, and at one point, you can see the lightsaber in the very, very first one has stuff wrapped around the pole, because I had a switch that I flipped on and it would light up. I just wrapped LED lights around it, and I threw it down, and it broke the first time.
Oh no.
Yeah, but luckily it was actually a blessing, because it would have ruined all of the lighting in the room, because then I would have to make everything red, because it was too much of a glow. Because when I was looking at the first one, I was like, actually, this is terrible. I would not be able to use this. So thank God it broke. And yeah, and then actually the actual video I posted is not the actual audio. This, I don't think I've ever told anybody this, but when
the initial video,
the initial video, it's part, like a good portion of it's not the actual audio, because I've said it so many times. There was a portion where I threw the lightsaber and it knocked down a bunch of things over and over. When I was talking, you couldn't hear what I was saying, so I had to add in a fake landing sound with the lightsaber, and then I had to just grab a dub of my own voice and put it over it.
Dylan's just calmly talking. Meanwhile, his lightsaber's smashed out the window and is causing chaos on the street below. Cars are crashing, fires are burning, and he's like, "Hi."
Kids are screaming.
Explosions and sirens. He's just like, "Hi, my name is Dylan Tate." And I'm like, oh, she's dead.
That's all the effects came from. Yeah.
No, that's great. That's funny. And then now, in terms of where you're at now with your job, you've been doing a few things. So, I mean, I mentioned the Mr. Beast video, and that now I said you freelance for Zach King. So pick one. But
yeah, I'll start.
No, I meant pick one to talk about, not pick a job.
That's actually a good. I lost my train of thought. That actually, yeah. Well, segue of like a weird coincidence. So, the first thing that happened was the Zach King thing. I saw on Instagram. I don't go on Instagram that much. I went on it like once, and I saw Zach was hiring, and he was like, "We want you for our production or something," and I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna do this." And so, the first day, I made a 60-second video, which is how long it was supposed to be, and I sent in basically a resume. And then he was like, "Congrats, you got in." And so there's 8 other people that also got in. So they gave us a test, and we had to edit it just right, and it determined like if we got in or not. And
were you on a timer for that, or like was it an assignment that it was doing like a day?
It was like 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
And at the time, I was actually going on vacation, which was the worst time.
No.
Yeah. So I had my MacBook, and I was editing like in my room, or in my Airbnb room, and my legs were burning because I don't use MacBook. I have a PC now, and so it was so tedious using. I didn't even have a mouse. I think I used my trackpad.
Oh
no!
The accuracy on it,
and
it's
so,
like way off.
But I submitted it early, and I got the job.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Very cool.
Yeah, you're like, that's just a testament to how great I am. You're like, I had shitty conditions and I still got it.
Exactly. Yeah, this was in October, and so this was like nearing the end of October, and the Mr. Beast thing happened mid-November. So I was actually on Twitter. This was before I knew anything about the Mr. Beast thing. And I was on Twitter, and I was on a Discord call with my friends, and I was scrolling through, and I saw Mr. Beast posted he's doing a Squid Game thing, and he built a huge set, and he spent all this money, and in the comments was like, LOL, the actual team did VFX for the Squid Game. You should get a VFX team too. And Mr. Beast commented, LOL, like underneath that. And I told my friends, I told my friends, I was like, what if Mr. Beast actually does like VFX for like his next video? And then they're like, oh, that'd be cool. I'm like, if Zach King and Mr. Beast came up to me and offered me both a job, I was like, I wonder who I would take. I said
so
that.
that is kind of like what Daniel said.
Yeah, I said that to one of my friends, Ronan. I don't know if you know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told that to him. I was like, who would I take? And then we were kind of discussing it for like 10 minutes of...
He's the one that made the Smash Mouth series of
that's
videos,
him.
right? That's how I'm always going to remember.
That's him.
The most genius idea ever on the fucking internet.
He makes such good content. It's like,
so
you have to
good.
think on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, each of those individual videos he made were like good ideas in of themselves,
Exactly.
but the fact that they were part of some larger thing, I was just like in awe of that. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, we were having a conversation for like a good bit, and like I don't even know what we came up. I think we were like, Zach is more specific. Mr. Beast has probably a bigger future, and then I was like, I don't know. Well, that'll never happen. A week later, I get a message from my friend. He's like, hey, do you want to come work for Mr. Beast on a Squid Game? I'm like,
do I?
What? I live in South Carolina. He lives in North Carolina. Mr. Beast does.
I didn't know that.
I didn't
Yeah. And so I actually live in Greenville, South Carolina, and he lives in Greenville, North Carolina.
Oh.
So
Coinky dink.
What's the address?
Yeah.
Just for
I don't
education.
think I could say that. Yeah, and I was like, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, they'll fly you out like the next day.
Yo.
And I was like,
Nice.
oh, I can drive. I'll bring my PC. And so I drove out
Oh,
there.
you're nice.
And yeah, well, I wanted to use my own PC, and I didn't really.
Right.
Yeah, I felt comfortable using it, so.
That's your one carry-on on the plane, is just a handle attached to your PC.
I don't even know if that would
Stay
be
away.
scary. Yeah.
It's not a bomb.
I know how to use it. I will edit this plane going down.
Hack the plane.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious. No, but that's amazing, and
It was
that's
wild.
cool.
And the amount of people I met there, like I knew so many people that were already there.
Yeah. So was this team like kind of pieced, like you were saying? So were people getting individual offers and kind of pooling together, or was it one central company that was kind of hiring consultants?
Yeah. So Crispy Media was the main company. I don't know if you've heard of them. You've probably seen some of their videos.
I've definitely seen some of theirs. Yeah.
Do you remember the Chalk Warfare? Have you seen that?
I think I've heard of that.
Here's the thing. This is not even. So Crispy didn't even ask me to come to this Mr. Beast thing. I had no connection with or I didn't do anything with them to get this job. It was one of my friends that was working on it that was hired by So Crispy. I made a Chalk Warfare when I was, like 12 years old. I made a fan edit of theirs, and it was so bad. I used cardboard cutouts and like the crappiest like visual like VFX like muzzle flash and stuff. It was off. Everything was so bad.
I love it.
Like that was back middle school, maybe. Yeah, middle school. The guy who runs that account messaged me like when I was in high school. He goes, "Hey, I love your fan edit of this. Like that's really cool." I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." And so we kept talking, and we lived in the same city, Greenville, South Carolina. And then I was like,
everybody lives over there. What the heck?
I guess I'm moving.
Yeah.
Again.
I was like, that's so cool. And he wasn't that much older than me. I think he was just graduated at that time. His name is Sam Wickert. And we went and we actually met up during that time, and we had lunch together. And we were just talking about like visual effects and all this stuff, and like YouTube and all. And I like, we left and we never thought we'd see each other again. And then here I am then, and I met him again, which is a
10
weird
years later.
coincidence.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was like 4 or 5 years later.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, quit exaggerating, Julianne.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
15 years later, missing a leg.
Yeah,
Finally found each other and
such
embraced.
a small world.
It is. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Because yeah, the people who referred me were all from TikTok. It was I met them. I did a collab with them, Matt VFX and Jiffy VFX.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah.
But we did a collab
One of
with them and Josh VFX as well.
Wow.
Josh
that's
VFX
cool.
wasn't there, but it was only Jiffy and Matt, and so Matt referred me, and I was there like the next day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy cool.
Connections.
Mm-hmm.
You said you had said 2013 was the start of YouTube, but when was like the start of when you started playing around with special effects? Uh-oh.
Probably the beginning of.
Okay. Your voice went out for 2 seconds, but you're back. So.
Oh, is
Jen
it?
was like,
Did I crash it again?
Episode 13, guys.
Yeah, 13.
Cross your fingers and grab your garlic
Hopefully
and I don't
Make
know.
it through.
grab your garlic.
That's for vampires.
Yeah.
What's for bad luck? Wooden
Salt
steak.
over the shoulder.
That's still a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Grab. Sorry. Continue.
You're good. I think it was like beginning of high school. I think I was like 15 when I first started doing visual effects. That's when I got After Effects. And then it must have been the next year when I was 16. Do you remember Shaun White Mario Run? Did you ever see that video?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first video that I ever made that went viral. It
Yeah,
was
I
like
remember.
on the front page of Reddit. It was like trending on YouTube, and there was like a bunch of news media websites posting it and everywhere.
That's cool.
And that was like when I was 16, and I made that, but it doesn't exist anymore because it got taken down by the Olympics. It's
Oh,
like literally just in the
is
past
nothing sacred anymore?
just in the past 2 months it got taken down.
No way.
Yeah. So
Ah.
because I messaged them at first. They messaged, well, they took my video down at first, and then I messaged them. I was like, hey, I'm like 16, I'm a high school student. Shaun White posted on his Twitter, can you please put this video back up? And they're like, sure. So they put it up, and then 4 years later, I guess they had a new management or something.
Time is up.
He's been waiting.
Time's up.
I've waited 4 years for this. Message
You're
Shaun
an adult
White.
now.
Yeah.
Message Shaun White.
I'm guessing it's because of the Olympics is coming up this year, and they don't want anything tampering with it or something.
You mean other than the pandemic?
Super Mario.
I know we have a world pandemic screwing everything up, but this one kid made a fan edit 6 years ago, and by golly, if I don't take this
Yeah.
down, it'll be the
I didn't
last
know
thing
you
I
made
do.
that video. Like I
Really?
saw that video. Like yeah, just on the internet. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
they put ads on it, and
Oh,
they
really?
took all the money from it.
The Olympics.
Classy.
It had more views than the actual run itself.
That's
That that's a flex.
So they were
Holy
making-
fuck.
They were making more money off of me than they were their own video.
And then they
Oh
killed
my
it.
god.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
'Cause
I
it's not-
hate it.
I
Oh,
bet
it
it's
makes
not
me
You're
being-
mad.
exploiting
Yeah.
a child.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. I'm pissed. I'm mad now. I'm upset. Have you heard about I forget the guy's name because I'm
Totally
not
Not
subscribed to him. Yep. That's the guy that had 150 videos taken down by the
Nothing you can
animation.
do.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Holy
you can do.
crap.
Overnight, this guy had 150 videos claimed and taken down by the overall like animation studio from them. Even though
hurts.
they've been up for these videos are like they go back 2 years, and they make a video every week, I think. So like 150 videos translates to like 2 years of income that's just been coming in that's just dead now. And like he's gone through all the channel. He went through all the channels back then and now to make sure that you're with fair use. And the company had reached out to him at some point in past to like, hey, we know you like, do you want to help us promote this new thing we got, whatever. So it's like you got almost like two different you know, parts of the company where it's somebody notices, hey, this guy's actually doing a lot of
money.
Well, no, like one person's like, this guy's doing a lot of like helping promote our stuff, and he has a sway in the community, and then the other half is like, these are our videos, and he stole them. We're gonna take them down. Like,
oh my god.
And they don't
oh
care.
my gosh,
Yeah.
and they don't care. And he said to actually refute and get everything back up, which you can do, and it will happen eventually. Like if you did it for each video, it takes like 2-3 months, and you can only do like one at a time
For
or
each
something.
video?
Yep.
Oh.
So it would take 60 years or something, he said, for you to... I'm probably misquoting the whole story, but it would take that long to get them all put back up, even though they would all go through. So they essentially did all that just to annoy him and for no reason. I mean, and it's just... Overnight, your entire job is dead. I mean, I can't imagine.
Think about how pissed the people on Byte got when, like, the music thing took their
Oh,
videos down versus
stupid.
this, where it's, like, actually a career.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Oh, my word. Did you ever hear about that, Dylan?
Yeah.
We won't talk about it.
Yeah, I was like, I was...
All
no.
my videos are like gone.
All
Yeah,
yours are gone,
I was gonna
too?
say.
Like I owned every single part of every video I posted. Everything was gone.
Really?
Including the
and
sounds?
They still took them down?
I made the sounds. Like most of the times I did the sounds, or
I love Dylan. Can we
I got
just,
it from like
He's great.
yeah. And
They took
That's-
videos of me down singing. I was like, is
like
it 'cause
it just doesn't look.
it wasn't my song?
Which is super weird, both your examples, because for me, I don't know if the reason is I never use any music, and I don't know, but I mean, I use sound effects all the
It was a
time
bot
and music,
that was.
but
not
none of
true.
my videos got taken down.
I actually talked to one of the people, and they were like, "Yeah, the bot was just. It wasn't that good of a bot, and I think it was just taking down random things that shouldn't have been taken down."
The bot was
Bad bot.
merciless.
We hired the bot off Fiverr. It was running rampant. It was like that Wreck-It Ralph movie, the second one, where it's just randomly taking down everything. It just gets that. I don't know why. It was a really weird reference. I'm 5 years old.
I was like, I haven't seen it, but...
Oh yes, the sequel to Wreck-It Ralph.
Remember that scene in Winnie the Pooh? It's much like that. This example of life.
Daniel just spoiled Wreck-It Ralph 2. He just
Yeah,
spoiled
dude,
the
I haven't even seen the
Spider-Man
first
movie.
one.
He spoiled the Spider-Man movie earlier today.
I did just see Spider-Man, Dylan, like
yeah,
an
let's
hour
not talk
ago.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I won't.
don't talk-
I won't.
Yeah, I opened the chat to get into this.
I'm sorry.
And I was not. I was like, oh, maybe they want to start early. I opened the chat. It's just a Spider-Man spoiler right there.
No,
And I'm
okay,
like,
I won't
"Thanks,
say
Daniel.
it. I won't say it. But
Thank you."
here's the deal. I walked out. I haven't seen any trailers for it. I stayed off the internet, and this was still something I knew. So I just figured everyone knew it, and so I just like said it in the
Nope,
chat.
nope.
And so I'm sorry because spoilers are the worst, and I hate it. So how did you not hear about it?
And no, well, I was trying to avoid it,
Ah.
like all of these things, and then like I like screamed when I read it, and I was like, "Damn it, Daniel!" And then my brother was like, "What happened?" And I was like,
I'm
"I
I'm
damn
sorry.
Daniel." And I was
I'm
like,
so sorry. Someone
I
ruined.
already-
Someone ruined The Sixth Sense for me before I saw it, and I'm never gonna forgive them. Never got to experience that
The
movie.
Sixth
Well, that's like known as like the
I was
biggest
gonna say
plot
that
twist.
one's like one of the most famous ones.
That's
It's
like yeah. Besides like I don't know Star Wars. You spoiled the Darth Vader thing for me.
Oh my
He was
God.
his dad.
How dare you? I
Yeah.
will, but I'll say. I mean, like Spider-Man started with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like,
What's it at
ooh,
now?
That's very high. I don't know. It's got to be less
91?
than that because all the old
91,
reviewers,
I
I'm
think I
sure, are
just
getting
checked
in.
it.
Oh, I'm tired of these superhero movies.
Superman.
It deserves
Yeah.
that 100%. Okay, I will. It was fucking great. It was so good.
Yeah,
Oh my
Daniel had
gosh.
to go and ruin it. My brother was like,
I'm
"We
so
have to
sorry."
see it tonight," because my brother's like obsessed with Spider-Man, and he's like, "I need to avoid spoilers at all costs. Since you've already seen one, we're seeing it tonight at 11:30. So as soon as you're done with the podcast, right to the movies, because
Right to the movies.
yeah, this is on you, Daniel."
I know. I suck. I'm sorry. I actually hate myself. I did not know that was actually a spoiler. I just thought everybody knew that already.
I can't believe it was the first
Whoops.
thing he said. He was like, "Great movie. I can't believe."
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it, but I was like, you.
And the special effects were top notch in this movie. Yeah.
The original Spider-Man, though, really good special effects for that
Yeah.
time period. Like, they still hold up. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Dude.
What, 2003? 2002?
Yeah.
Doc
Yeah.
Ock. Yeah.
So I love watching the Corridor Crew like special effects stuff, and like Dylan sent me the behind the scenes for the Mr. Beast Squid Game, which is great. It's a fantastic behind the scenes, but I'm in love with that stuff, even though I'm never going to be at that level. I just love watching it. And they were showing the part from the second Spider-Man with Doc Ock, that one. And the whole scene of them on the side of the building is 100% CG, and I never knew that. And holy fuck, it looks
real,
so good. And
I just watched that movie like 3 weeks ago. That's crazy.
And it makes so much sense too, because it's like they're on the side of a building, which is like it takes off so much of the pressure of trying to get the lighting right, because you have the one surface that there's no like reflection off 5,000 walls, right? It's going out into the world behind you. It looks so good. It's crazy. I mean, if you stare at it and go frame by frame, you'll notice, obviously, but it's like no one does that. So crazy cool. But yeah, it's crazy how I was just saying to Dylan the other day that like movies that come out now with poor special effects and people get mad at the actual like team. I'm like, we know how to make good special effects. We've been doing them for a long time. If a movie comes out and it doesn't, that means A, you didn't have enough money to give them to do it, or B, you didn't give them enough time. Because if you give them both those things, they'll give you some good stuff. It's not that hard nowadays to get a group together. So I just like that new Resident Evil movie came out, and I felt so bad for that team. I don't know who they are. I don't know who worked on it, but holy fuck, it looked terrible. They probably are, especially because it's a video game movie, and the video game people are insane. Yeah, the video game people are nuts. But I felt terrible. The practical effects were good, but holy shit. There was like 2 parts of special effects. There's only like 2 things, and that's it. And it still was just, it was the worst thing I've ever seen. I remember seeing the trailer in the theater. Yeah. Dude, we saw the trailer in, I forget what movie it was. We saw the trailer in a bigger movie, and it was on, and people were laughing. I mean, the crowd was laughing, and I was like, oh, that's too bad. But, it's called Welcome to Raccoon City, so... Oh, yeah. Real quick. I know we're coming to the end. We've got a couple more things to get to, but I that's a good way to bring this in because I never have any stories. So, I went in to go see Resident Evil because now I review things and I go to movies that I shouldn't go to and I waste my time. But I went to Encanto the day before, and that's the Disney movie, and they have a short right before that movie that's about 2 raccoons and it's animation. They're doing things. It's a short, but it's like a sad short, as Disney does. And then Resident Evil, I walk in 20 minutes late, as per usual. I've skipped all the trailers. So, like, the movie should be just getting ready to start, right? I walk in, and the raccoon short is playing from Encanto. And this is supposed to be Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. So it was... I knew what movie it was right away, and I was dying. I was trying so hard not to laugh, because it was just a theater of people watching this thing like, what the fuck? Like, because it's raccoons. So everyone was like... Is this it? Is this the movie? And then finally it ended, and it was like Disney logo, and they were like, and everyone just at once, everyone's like, what the fuck?
Threw their popcorn at the screen.
So people are getting up, everyone goes to go, so I went out to go tell them like a couple minutes before the short ended. But I mean, everybody's up at that point, the lights were on, they were, they were trying to get it fixed, right? But it was just so funny because everyone was like having a good time with it, no one was pissed. But there was just people that were like, man, I thought that was Raccoon City. I was like, I'm watching 2 raccoons and domestic abuse. He was like, man, Disney fucks you up. Yeah. So it's just this depressing skit. He's like, man, I don't want to be reminded.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
This one guy was like, I didn't want to be reminded of my dad before I started the movie. I was like, oh.
Oh, no.
Jeez, dude.
I just thought it was so funny that it was just a bunch of people ready to see zombies, and they were watching this animated raccoon. Anyway.
Yeah, in the other room, there's a bunch of kids, and they're just seeing zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mixed them up. You're like, what was happening in the other
You hear just kids screaming in the other one.
All these kids, you just pass by the Encanto theater, and everyone's just screaming, this isn't in Spanish! What the
That's
fuck?
what they're upset about. Look.
This isn't accurate! The zombies are all white! What is this bullshit?
White zombies?
Well, the zombies are all white, boo! None of them are singing. This is bullshit.
Daniel's like, that's the end of my story. Thank you guys.
That's it. I never have any stories. I just love that. I just love that gaslit an entire theater of people into thinking that they were watching a zombie movie for 10 minutes. That's so funny. I'll never forget that. it's a sad memory to never forget, but there it is. So I know that we said we were going to cut near 11, so I've got some notes from our patrons, and I think a couple of the questions were directed towards you, Dylan, while we've got you. Okay, question for Dylan. Oh boy. So this is from Turntable Troglodyte, one of our patrons. Word is on the grapevine that you have a knack for them VFX. Prove your talent to the world right now by doing a 3D CGI animation of my dad returning with that damn milk.
Do it right now.
I get that there are supply shortages and all, but 23 years is a tad excessive and needs to hurry his old ass up so I can finally eat Fruit Loops with my milk. Speaking of Fruit Loops, please include 12 seconds of silence in the next Mr. Beast video to commemorate Toucan Sam's brutal lost battle to the bird flu.
Mr. Beast video.
Be free and fly with the angels to the great General Mills in the sky.
They're still going.
Oh,
It's still going.
Okay. Second real question from him was, as an expert of Adobe Premiere, what are some recommendations you might have for a beginner user?
Oh, a good question.
Got a serious question.
So yeah, I think a lot of it is all like trial and error. Every single project you kind of put into your next project. No two projects are the same, and it's all patience. Like I said before, it's pretty much I taught myself most of the stuff, but YouTube is like your friend, and like it's the place to go when you need help. Don't be afraid to Google stuff. Don't be afraid of YouTube. If you have like a very specific thing, I'm sure there's somewhere out there that there's a problem like that's solved already. Everybody has Googled it and stuff.
Except now I won't know whether it's a good tutorial or not because the dislike button's gone.
There it is.
I'm going to complain about that every day.
I definitely think you should, and I think everybody should until it's fixed.
I wonder if they'll actually fix it at this point because people have done the math now. I genuinely think that there are people that not purposely. I think there are people that know enough. I don't know what you call them, canceling managers. There are people that know how long that the backlash from something will be, whether it's a business decision or someone being canceled, and someone is going to come in with their team and say, okay, you did this is like, this
like
bad level. Yeah, someone comes in, they're like, we're gonna post one apology video that's gonna be approved before time. You're gonna wait 2 months, and then you're gonna upload this. We're gonna start every week past that, and then go back to your regular schedule. There are people. There's no way there's not people whose jobs.
It has to be a job because there's so many
there has to be
content creators who get canceled all the time.
Yeah, and when there's an opportunity, people are gonna fill it. And like with YouTube, I'm sure someone's done the math from all the past stuff. I remember when Snapchat was making big updates, and everyone was. I remember one.
I was gonna bring that up.
I almost uninstalled Snapchat because of I remember a couple years ago, whatever update they did, and now I can't even remember what it is. It's like they know eventually you'll just forget. Yeah. But I don't think I can ever forget the YouTube thing because it's just going to be right there in front of me whenever I pull up the video.
I look at the dislike every single time I pull up a video.
Me too. The giant dislike word, just like there. Check it out. You want to click on it? And I'm like, it's kind of appealing now. Like it makes me almost want to click on it.
Right, because it's not that I thought they were just gonna have like the thumb down button and nothing, but it's like dislike in all caps. I'm like, fuck, that draws my attention.
And it's not helping the creator because the creator is the only one who can see those dislikes, right? Yeah. It's the opposite. You're putting more pressure on the creator because like now they're like behind the scenes like looking at this number, and they're like, well, shoot, like people are honestly doing this now, not going with the flow, and this is the actual number that people actually dislike.
That's true.
People need to realize that the companies don't care about you, and I think people still forget about things when it comes to like colleges or YouTube or people that are the closer relationships you try to have with the people that are part of your company, the more you're going to have to act like you care about them, even though your decisions are driven by something completely different. If you want to look up the most disliked videos by year on YouTube, corporation.
Mm-hmm.
That's it right there. It's like there are company reasons to drive future investments in their stock.
It's all manufactured stuff. You don't.
Right.
There's no reason for them to do it outside of that. So why would you like it?
Right, and everything's related to that. So like even the takedown of that guy's videos, his 150 videos, there are late night shows that showed more clips from that animation studio than he did.
Yes.
They're fine. And they're also top on trending even though they have 1 million views on that video and it's been a week. Like, this is the way it goes. But with the few minutes we've got left, Dylan, was there anything that you're going to be working on in the future that you wanted to plug? or talk about in the future. And I'll link to your stuff in our episode when I post it. But if there's anything you wanted to talk about now or bring up, or any causes you wanted to bring attention to, please do.
What's the future of Dylan Tate?
Future right now is just going with the flow. It's pretty much what I've been doing a lot. I feel like if you put too much pressure on like the future, you get too stressed out, you overthink it, and then
Definitely.
expectations, whether they're high or low, are always skewed. Right now I'm working on one thing at a time. Maybe a couple things in the future, just in thought. But right now I'm working on the burnt episode for TikTok, and then I think that'll be pretty good.
What's your new ad on TikTok now?
Dylan Tate.
Okay. Was there any like backslash or anything in there?
One word. Yeah.
One word. Perfect.
Someone actually had it, and I messaged them. I was like, hey, on Instagram.
Aww.
I was like, hey, I'll buy this off of you. I didn't tell them how many followers I had, because they probably would have charged way more. I got it for $60.
Nice.
Woo!
If they knew how many followers, they probably would have charged like a couple hundred.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're like, hey, that's my name. Give it to me.
I own it.
I'm
Ollie.
suing you.
iJustine. Wow, I just had a flashback. iJustine kept doing that on Byte because like Byte beta, people were just taking old Viners names and stuff.
Yeah.
So when like famous people were getting on, like Vincent Marcus was another one, like his name was gone. But I just remember the only videos that I think iJustine posted to Byte were like every 2 months she'd like it'd just be her popping her head in and then back out, and her caption would be like, checking in just to see if anyone's let iJustine username go yet. I was like, aw.
Pain.
That sucks.
Pain. You can stay if you want. Nick, I know you have to leave. I'm going to go ahead and read the rest of our
Stay a few
Patreon.
minutes, it's fine.
I'm going to go ahead and read the rest of our Patreon questions and edits that I have. Did you see? Okay, this just popped in my head for some reason. Oh, while we were talking about the copyright thing, PewDiePie was saying, because I was seeing, I think he was just reacting to the whole copyright thing, and he said that there is a company that's claimed his own music that he's made on behalf of him.
Yeah.
And he can't do anything about it, apparently.
Since then, they actually took it down, because if he were to file legal action, they could get in serious trouble.
Oh, they took down their claim, you mean? I
did.
think they took down the video, and I was about to...
I thought you meant that too. I was like,
They took the claim down, because he said he was thinking about getting legal action. And if he did, they would be in serious trouble, because...
Oh, fuck yeah.
what were they claiming to own? Like his soul or something? What the heck?
Literally. I mean,
Sign
how
the
can
devil.
you do that? Sign Satan. No big deal.
Yeah.
Sign Gary Busey. What? Gary? What are you doing?
Gary.
This is my music. I made it. What? I made it in the future. Gary, shut the fuck up. If you haven't done your videos, I'm sure would do well on shorts. Even if it's like I want to post like regular videos on YouTube, I don't have time right now. I can't wait till I'm graduated from school. But in the meantime, I've just been doing shorts, which I'm just basically re-uploading TikToks, and it's super easy.
I've done two. I was just testing it out just to see what would happen.
If you do it consistently, if you just pick a schedule, whatever it needs to be, that every 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or once a week or whatever, but like if you set a schedule to it, eventually you will get filtered into the part of the algorithm that lets your videos just kind of like out into the world.
How have you done? Like, how has it been for you?
Extremely well. It's incredible.
He sends us updates and is like, I think this is a glitch because it's like doing too well.
Yeah, it's completely. Someone's gonna find it out and realize that this is wrong, and they're just gonna take it down. But I mean,
if you don't mind me asking, what numbers are you pulling? Do you think?
Yeah, I'll have to show you, Dylan. So basically, I think I posted shorts.
I got 32 views last night. It was crazy. yeah.
Well, now I post on weekdays. I'm really glad I shifted to not every day because I could not keep doing that for forever. So I just do weekdays, and I had been posting YouTube shorts for 2 months before like anything actually happened. But yeah, basically in 1 to 2 days, you'll get like 20 views, but then it gets filtered into their algorithm, their like version of the For You page. And now like it's unusual if a short of mine doesn't get over 1,000 views. Like that means it was like a pretty bad video, but generally it's 1,000 views a video. And then some of them explode, and it's nuts. So like I've got 2 videos that were shorts that both have 200k views.
Wow.
And a few that have 60. I mean, considering my channel's not really even active. I mean, these are just TikToks,
yeah, re-uploads.
Right?
So
yeah, they're just pulled from TikTok, right? But yeah, no, it's crazy. And but it's super nice to at least keep up my channel until I can actually post videos. But when I started doing shorts, I think I had 500 subs, and I think now we're almost at 2,200. And that's purely all from shorts traffic. So I would definitely get involved if you haven't. Yeah. If I had to spend time to actually make specific videos for shorts, I wouldn't be able to do it. But because these are just easy videos that I'm making elsewhere, it's it's just kind of So I mean, for you, I'm sure you've got a bunch of bites that you'd saved videos from before that you could probably
those
use for a couple months. That's perfect. Especially special effects videos, they do extremely well in shorts. Did some law go into effect into like what? There had to have been some law that went into effect in terms of how advertisers can be on YouTube, because all of a sudden a couple months ago we went to like 2 15-second unskippable ads every video. And that was
nuts. Like super noticeable. Like dude, everybody complained about it right away.
So, here's the thing. It's more people that get ad blockers, the more YouTube is desperate for money, and then it's like they keep adding.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I remember when they had one ad and they wouldn't have any more than just one ad, and they added 2, and like they're both skippable probably. Like that was back maybe 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is absurd that there's 2 ads on a YouTube video, and then it just keeps going. Like it's just gonna become TV at that point. It's gonna be like 3 ads.
It really is.
And
I wouldn't be surprised if there's 3 ads soon.
Yeah, well, it's extremely clever. I hate it, but part of me, some of the things they do, I'm like, that's really smart. Like, so for example, you can pay attention to this with your videos, because basically depending on how much you watch, for me, I watch it pretty frequently. So it's like they know how long it'll take for you to forget that you need to skip an ad. So what I mean is, it's hard to explain this. So basically, I'll have 4 YouTube videos in a row that they have unskippable ads. So I have to sit there, but it's like Pavlov's, whatever.
Oh, you don't notice that it is one you can skip.
So there's exactly. So I'll have 4 videos in a row.
Yeah, it's conditioning you.
I look for it and I can't skip it, so I'm just sitting there. And then on the 5th video, it will be a skippable ad. I'll be doing something else. And it'll go past.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, and it'll go past 15 seconds. I'll be like, wait a minute, what? And then I'll realize it was a skippable ad that I should have skipped. But now I've dedicated all that time to it. I'm like, okay, I hate that, but that's kind of smart.
That happened to me the other day, and it made me feel so bad, because it was an ad where a kid was just crying, screaming, "Help me!" who was dying of cancer, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" And it was just playing, and I was like,
"What ads are you watching?"
Well, like, I'm not watching.
You can't skip. You can't skip death.
It was like the kid was screaming, and I was like walking away, grabbing like some Cheez-Its, and I was like, oh my god, and I came back, and it was one you could skip, and I was like, get off of, I can't watch this child die. Like,
yo, St. Jude's social media manager is fucking rad, dude.
Dude, St. Jude's was going hard on that
Bet
one.
you'd like to skip this ad, wouldn't you? Well, he can't skip cancer, so you're just gonna watch him die in front of you.
It was like you had to watch it. Yeah, it was. It was like, you want to skip this? I bet you do. Yeah. I bet you do.
I bet you would. Guess what? He can't. You want to donate, you little fucking whore? And you're like, I can't. I'm sorry. And then my Cody Code video comes on. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just trying to watch Lady Gaga's interview. Oh, my God.
I'm just trying to see Gaga's beautiful face.
Yeah.
These ads were catered to, like, specific people.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, what kind of stuff were you...
I'm not watching.
Yeah, kidding.
Dude, what are you into?
Yeah, you into cancer kink? You fucking bitch.
It's probably because I look up a lot of medical stuff for classes.
Yeah,
that's probably why, actually.
Try something. Search everything on incognito for a month.
I do.
See what ads you get, because then it's like they don't know what to do with you, so they just give you random fucking ads from all over, and it's so funny sometimes.
On Google, I only use incognito, and then, like, I don't know, YouTube still will just give me basically the same ads over and over again. I think it's just because they're like, we don't know what else to give you, so...
Yeah. It's like mine will be like, one's a sandwich. The next unskippable ad is vagina at something. Like, they've said it full on. I'm like, this is This is
Nice.
Okay, well, all right. I mean,
I want your
Oh.
ads.
you want
Is it like
Subway? No. You got a vagina? No. It's like they're trying to find out more about me. I'm like, You're not getting
You
it.
like sandwiches, don't you?
You like sandwiches?
Someone's sitting at their computer just waiting. They're like waiting, like, what does he like? Does he like sandwiches? Does he like dick? Can't fucking figure it out. Well, who is he? I need to target these ads, damn it. And then the one time I'll accidentally Google something for like work, I'll be like, carbon-based grease. Then it's like all my ads are some boring like,
Grease.
hi, my name's Roger Stone, and we make the carbon grease company down the road. And it's 30 seconds of unskippable Roger and his grease ad. And
Roger.
It's atrocious.
Yummy.
I can't do it. Oh my gosh. So then
It's the worst when you have 2 unskippable ads for like a 2-minute video, though, because you're like,
Oh yeah.
this was like a quarter of my watch time was like.
There's
the
ads on
ad.
shorts now. There's ads on shorts now.
Oh yeah.
There was a 15-second unskippable ad on a 6-second short, and I about killed myself. It's like it's not worth it anymore. I actually exited
It's
out.
not.
I was like, I don't care anymore because it's just it really isn't worth that time.
Yeah.
Ah, golly. But
How corny.
Nick, we need to let you go. Probably you've got something to do. I'm sure, right?
Wrap it up. It's fine. It's fine. What are the questions?
Yeah, I gotta read
Oh,
these ads
Nick's
here.
staying.
Sorry. Yeah. So message
These
one.
ads. He said,
Sorry.
speaking of ads.
Subway, eat fresh. That's okay. So 2022, I'm reaching out to all the rest of what? Hey, hold on, shit. So 2022.
He's like, Subway.
Subway, please.
Jared's gone. I'm the next best in line.
I'm the next Jared. Wait, no. Don't.
Wait, no, not that.
Just read it.
Anyway, to put some context, so part of the different tiers on our Patreon is that at a certain level you can just send us like a note and we have to read the whole thing regardless of what it says. So it does get a little dangerous.
Oh,
So we'll
Yeah.
see where we land. But
He has had to censor like once or twice. So
Really?
like
yeah, but
ask
nothing
them
like
to
horrible.
send
but,
another thing.
yeah. This is from C Clan. Message 1. Hey guys, Kamikaze Jaguar here, who's another one of our patrons. I forgot my password to my account, so C Clan graciously allowed me to use his first message. What a nice guy. And how handsome. Most of the time, handsome guys are really mean, but he's super cool, smart, and he is my role model. Anyways, this message is mainly a question for Nick. Now, Nick, I know you're an absolute pussy slayer.
Ooh,
I know a conservative estimate of chicks you've been with is at a minimum 750. Pequeno, I mean no offense by asking Nick.
So
No offense taken. Someday the perfect girl will come for you and you will... Okay, we're going to skip that. Speaking of censoring... And I did the research. Your dick is normal sized. The extra flap of skin is also normal around the world as well. There's no need to be self-conscious, man. Regardless, Nick, I need tips on how to be a man's man. How do I woo the ladies? My exploits with women have been so negative that the number of women I've been with is -3. I try eating steaks, but it hurts my toothies. The fuck?
okay.
Damn.
Okay.
I've tried putting on sunglasses and a backwards hat, but the ladies keep spitting on me. A couple of them lifted me up and gave me a swirly, and water went down my nose. Nick, please, I need your guidance, master. And somewhat unrelated, but who would win in a fight? Dozens of babes or Nick's stinky finger? What? What?
Who would win in a
much
fight?
going on, man.
My Instagram handle is at breast exam close-ups. Oh,
Okay,
golly.
cool, great.
Okay.
Nick, you want to answer this question?
Yeah, there's one easy trick. You just
Oh,
say,
boy.
like, have you heard the new Crazy Frog album? And then immediately they're like,
I'm in love.
I'm in love, marry me. It works every time.
I just
Yeah,
discovered
as-
what that was like 3 weeks ago.
What,
So.
that?
Well, that's why you don't get girls,
Crazy
Daniel.
Frog?
Yeah, right. It's why I'm a virgin. I don't know what Crazy Frog is.
Okay.
You're gonna disrespect Crazy Frog.
I like grew up with that. I was like, what?
Bring,
Everyone-
bring, bring.
I was like 7. whenever
Big
Yeah,
Big
it's the
Frog.
best.
Is it that old?
Yes.
Crazy Frog's
Jeez.
from
It was on the radio even.
2002, dude.
It was on the radio.
It was.
Okay.
Was!
I remember at
Juliana,
my
if I don't know
daycare-
internet trends, I don't remember the fucking radio from before 2000.
You seem like someone that would be like, I listen to the radio.
Yeah, because you didn't use
We
the
only
internet,
listen to the
so-
Christian station, so if it's not on there,
You poor child.
Cool.
Anyway, so yeah.
Make a Christian one.
Christian
Yeah.
Crazy Frog
Christian
remix.
Crazy-
I'll reach out to him. We'll get a collab going. Crazy Frog
Mm-hmm.
hymns. Just replace all the hymn books in the church with Crazy Frog remixes. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Ribbit?
Bing, bing,
What?
bing, ding, dong. What?
What is this? Everyone thinks the church has been
Parentheses,
possessed.
I love God.
And frogs. Mostly frogs.
Frogs are cool.
Frogs first, and then God. Everyone's like, oh, golly, what is this? It just becomes a whole thing.
Who would win, Nick's finger or the girls?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Daniel says, I don't want to answer.
Well, I mean, is that a question that Nick can... yeah, go ahead. Yeah, whatever. You go ahead. Answer it. Sounds good. Okay. So the second message is actually from Seeklan. Now, stop praising me. I gave my first message up for my friend because he's a great guy. He deserves a girl who will look past his third nipple and see the heart directly behind it. Now, as for me, I'm appalled that once again you gave me no notice on these messages.
Oh, there you go, Daniel.
I know. I suck. I really do. I gave you a chance to redeem yourself, and you stepped on that too. All I wanted was to make a really funny joke that included the use of your full credit card number, expiration date, and CVV code, but you just had to drag your feet yet again. However, I will forgive you for all that if you just do this one thing for me. I'm not sure if you remember how your serious inconsideration for my feelings led to my girlfriend cheating on me over and over again with dozens of men, but your serious inconsideration for my feelings led to my girlfriend cheating on me over and over again with dozens of men. I remember. I remember. Oh boy, I hate the stupid fucking dumb bitch and legitimately hope she dies, but I love her and I don't want her to cheat on me. Please read this message out loud so I can play it for her and win her back. Here's the note for her. Hello, this is Daniel, insert real middle name, insert real last name. Hello, this is Daniel Jeremiah Johnson.
Jeremiah.
And I live at insert
redacted.
And I live at bleep. And I live at where's my real address? I live at that Stanley Hotel in The Shining. It's in Colorado. I understand that it's due to my actions that you are sucking and fucking your way through Seattle. Oh, golly, this gets bad.
Oh my gosh.
Spit it out and listen for a second. Your boyfriend is a really good guy. I mean, like, really good, to the point where I'd trust my life in his hands. In fact, I would want to give him money. After this message, I'm going to send him a lot of money over Venmo. Either way, you're dating a good man. Please stay with him. Be monogamous. That's it. Thanks. That's nice and wholesome. All right, Pequeno, quick scenario. 2 performers have been at the bottom of their game for years. You have to choose one of them to be slowly pulled feet first through a wood chipper. Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
The options are Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider. Which one do you pick?
All right. Yeah, I was like, there should be a clear answer where no matter who it is, it should be Rob Schneider.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Adam Sandler, look, I'm not a fan of a lot of the movies, but he's a great actor.
You didn't like Jack and Jill?
Oh my God.
Jack and Jill made me not like myself that I was alive.
You saw it?
Yeah, enough of it. No. Just knowing it exists out there is enough. No, but
Daniel's like, I have to review every movie. I have to.
Now I do have to catch up on all the years. I have to watch Jack and Jill. We did watch Ridiculous 6. We did watch Ridiculous 6, and it's not as bad as everyone made it sound. I don't know if it really wasn't as bad. Everyone was like, "This is the worst movie on Netflix ever." I'm like, honestly, I mean, it was bad, but it was funny. It got me at some points. I will admit.
They caught me.
But Adam Sandler, and Rob. I wish. Yeah, I mean,
no, you don't.
Adam Sandler is a really good actor. If they could just use him for good things. If you've seen Uncut Gems,
he was good in Uncut Gems.
Oh, dude, Uncut Gems was
that movie
so
was good. It was
a
good
movie. Oh man, he's so fucking good. Anyway, that's the Adam Sandler I want to see more of. I don't know how much more we'll get more of it. Is that the last movie he's been in? Where has he been the last couple of years? I just realized this. Why haven't we seen a lot of him?
He's been playing basketball, like, right? Doesn't he just play hoops with people? Yeah, doesn't he just, like, shoot hoops with random people?
Oh, I didn't know this.
He likes to play basketball, like, in neighborhoods.
Disgusted?
I'm not disgusted, I'm surprised.
Basketball.
Ew, basketball. My sport in college.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's pretty accurate, yeah. Daniel doesn't want to see
Please, Adam Sandler,
please
come onto our podcast. So that's the end of that note. We've got 2 more notes. These are shorter. This is from the Faux Hawk, not the Fox Hawk, as I had called it before. Note number 1, how often do you confidently, this is one could be one for everybody, how often do you confidently make a decision and then regret that decision 4 days later, asking for a friend? I don't as much anymore, but I used to a lot. I'm getting better at being more confident in the decisions I make towards things. Before I got my, it's serious, now I'm getting all serious all of a sudden. Before I got my disease in check, there was a lot of like anger issues that came with it, because everything gets worse with ulcerative colitis apparently. Because I looked it up and I was like, oh, anxiety gets worse, depression gets worse, anger gets worse. That makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah,
like
you're sick.
I would spend like a whole day building up to something, and I would send it off to somebody, or I'd say it, and I was like, that makes complete sense. I'm completely justified, and I have no regrets. And then like one day later, I'm like, holy shit, that was not good. I hate myself. I'm very sorry. Like, you know, but it like immediate regret all of a sudden. So I don't have as much of that anymore.
I feel like with you, it's like
level-headed.
you're okay with making decisions unless it involves like communicating with certain people. Then you're always like, did I say the wrong thing, guys? And we're like, no.
Oh,
you're
you mean
fine."
women? Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I meant.
Specific incident.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't
Shut-
gonna
yeah, I know,
reference
yeah,
it,
yeah,
but
no.
yes.
And anyway, everyone else can answer the question now.
I don't regret anything I do. I just think about it before I actually act upon it.
Me too. I'm indecisive beforehand, and then once I've made a decision, I'm like,
I used
Don't
to
Once you make a
really-
decision, you're not indecisive anymore? Wow.
yeah, crazy.
Crazy
No,
how that works.
I don't regret it. It's just
I
like,
used
I'm
to
like, it is
act
what
on
it is.
Impulse, and now I'm like, all right, let me think things out before,
Let me think a second before doing all this cocaine.
before I
You're an
buy
adult
two-
now. He's a
Before I
grown
buy
man.
2 buckets of fried chicken at KFC for no reason.
Dylan, would you like an opportunity to answer the question?
Yeah, like I do overthink things a lot, but once it's done, it's done. You can't really,
Right.
yeah,
It's me.
you can't really go back.
I think that's where I'm
feel
at
that.
now. I think I would have said different things a year ago because I had a lot of regrets. But at some point, I don't even know what happened. It was just all of a sudden, I just let go of everything. Like I cleaned out my whole apartment. I was like, why do I have all this shit? I just tossed a bunch of stuff I was keeping and pictures, and I spent like hours, and I took off all these people on all my personal social medias that I didn't want on there anymore. And it was like the best feeling ever. And since then, it's like regrets are a waste of time because it's whatever's happen. You know, if you've done something, you made a mistake, then now you know what to do better for the future. But spending time on what ifs is a waste because there is no what if. It just doesn't exist. It is what it is.
You did that
know?
thing where you evaluate it, where you're like, does this spark joy? No. Get rid of it. Who was that lady who did that?
I forgot, but I know what you're talking
Wait,
about.
I
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about. Internet reference that I don't get?
I
Amazing.
don't know. I think it was on Netflix or something. But she was a lady who was like a professional cleaning person. Like she helped. I don't
Borders or
know.
something?
Yeah, it was like this was about a year ago, so maybe you were seeing stuff on the internet and it like subconsciously like had that
Maybe it did,
effect
yeah.
on you.
It was super weird because, yeah, nothing happened, but I was just like, I got rid of
It's time.
everything. Yeah, no, it was good. And since then, I've like, it's maybe almost gone too far to a point now where it's like not much generally affects me. So probably got to work on that too. But I mean, I don't know. It's better than everything ever affecting you and every single decision you make. So
I guess
now,
that's true.
now it's just women, and we'll eventually figure that out probably.
You will.
Hey, honesty, it's the
We're
best
rooting
policy.
for you.
Okay, second question. Isn't it weird how the Arctic is actually an old word for bears and Antarctic just means... No, wait. Isn't it weird how the word Arctic is actually a word for bears and Antarctic just means no bears? That's fucking wild. I never knew that, actually.
I didn't know that.
That's a question?
Oh, you know what? Wait, if that's real, that's super helpful, actually, because now I'll know which one has polar bears. Because people ask me. I don't know. That's not helpful, but I mean, now I know.
Or just runs to you with a gun.
Which is
Tell me. I always thought that was... So, did you guys ever see the Sherlock BBC one with Benedict Cumberbatch?
yeah.
That was... I didn't know
I used to
how...
love that show.
Oh, it was really good, and I didn't know how much off the books it was based until I started like rereading, like the big ones. Like I had read the short
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes stories, but like the big ones, like the very first books where they were like long and all that. And
They're
I
like
didn't
modernized
realize.
versions of them.
Yeah, I didn't realize
pretty
how
much.
much was based off the books, like the fact that he didn't know anything about like the planets or the solar system because it's like, why would you? It doesn't affect your everyday life, and you have
Yeah.
to use your brain efficiently and stuff. Which, yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I just thought that was because I saw it in the show and I was like, that seems a bit of a stretch. And then I read the book and I was like, oh, I guess
You're
that
like,
was
he's
it.
a genius. He knows everything.
Well, we've definitely enjoyed having you, Dylan.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
had a
too
lot
long
of
since
fun.
we've talked, and we ought to do some more like regular stuff. But super cool to have you. I'm really pleased with, like, I'm really happy with where all your stuff has been going. I'm glad you got a lot of successful projects that have been in the making and that have happened. So excited to see where we'll be at in future. But really appreciate you taking the time, especially it's super late on a random weekday to meet with us and talk. It's been very cool. And
It's
thank you.
it's not that late. I'd stay up really late.
I'm gonna eat dinner after this, so
Yeah.
Spider-Man for me. So.
Oh, have
yeah.
fun.
Good luck
Yeah.
being awake till 3 a.m. I mean, you would have been anyway. So
Yeah, I would have been. It's fine.
I've been sitting now for about 7 hours, so no big deal. But
How's your butt?
not good. I mean, it was
Butt
flat to
reveal,
begin with.
Patreon
But
exclusive.
Butt reveal.
everyone's like, "That's just a tabletop." Wait, no, that is his ass. Oh, whoops.
He's got an innie.
He's got an innie.
Dylan can edit my ass in.
Oh yeah, CGI ass.
CGI
go.
bubble butt. Yeah, there we go.
This is the future of Dylan Tate.
It's butts.
Dylan,
There's probably a market for it.
I'll be in your burnt series on the condition that you make my ass fucking
Really
thick,
big.
juicy, and get that reflection off the ass cheek. Just perfect.
I've
Oh,
already
it's
done
naked.
that. It's already-
Already considered it.
It's already considered it. Perfect. We'll plug all of our individual stuff below, and Dylan, I'll make sure to put your stuff below. And if you've listened with us this far, be on the lookout for
Everybody
Burnt.
go look at his stuff.
Yeah, be on the lookout for Burnt on Dylan's TikTok. And yeah, look forward to seeing what the year brings for everybody. 2022, more disease, I hope.
No.
What?
New York is getting bad.
You need to go into it with the most negative version possible so that it will be positive.
Oh, you're saying go in with low expectations.
Yes.
So
No
no
one.
matter what,
If
you'll
I
be-
see one person post 2022 is my year, no,
I'm
they
posting
get off
it
the
just
internet.
'cause you said
Prepare-
I hate you, Nick.
You
I
gotta
fucking hate
prepare
you.
for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man. Anyway, thank you guys for being with us. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
And
Happy
Merry
New
Christmas.
Year. We'll see you.
Happy
in
holidays.
2022.
Dylan, thanks again. Thank you very much again
Thank you.
for sticking with us,
Dylan.
and I hope you'll talk to me after this.
You're like,
No,
stay
not
friends
that.
with me, please.
He's like, I
Blocks
never.
you.
He blocks me. Aw.
No.
I would be very sad. All right. Have a great night, guys. Thank you again very much.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to have our first guest. Very cool.
Yeah.
That was
2020 is going to be a good year. Bye, guys.
2020.
fun.
2019, whatever it is.